Hello, welcome to the Whatnauts. This is a pop culture variety podcast where we discuss the media we love and more. My name is Melissa Wilkinson, and I am joined, as always, by Kyle Springer.
Good morning. Melissa, how's your weekend
Good morning.
going?
It's good. I saw a spectacular thing. I think I'll bring it up later.
Okay. Ooh, a surprise treat for later down the road.
I'll embed it like a molten caramel center into the middle of our main discussion today.
Okay, good. Yummy. Delicious. My weekend is going okay. Not much to report. I finally feel like I have a weekend where I can kind of relax. Work has been so stressful for me. I had my computer blow up. My cats have been sick. Talked about it, all of that last episode, but finally had a weekend where I felt like I could just sit on the couch and play video games, which has been nice. And I got more video gaming done than I expected, which is a thumbs up from me. Thumbs up from me. I want to go see Project Hail Mary. Might go see it today, but it's so hot out. And I don't know if I want to go outside. It's like 90-something degrees.
It's only going to get hotter. What are you going to do?
And well, it's tornado season right now, so I might have a day where it dips down into the 70s.
That's true.
So something like that. I just need to plan it so I go early in the morning to go see stuff like that, so it's not hot out yet. Oh well, I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa, what are we here to talk about today?
Today, we are talking about season 1 of the Hulu TV drama Paradise. This is one of our 6 or so sporadic review episodes we're going to do on the show this year.
Yeah. I'm super excited about this one. I know we had kind of talked about it as maybe we'll do it, and then I ended up watching it end of last year, season 1, because I had heard some great things, and I watched it and I came back and I was like, yeah, Melissa, we need to watch this one. It's a good one. So here we are finally doing that. And we are recording this, I guess tomorrow, the day after we are recording this, is when the penultimate episode of season 2 comes out. So we still have one more week for the season 2 finale.
Maybe I just don't pay attention, which could be the answer. But I looked. I finished season 1 this morning, and there on my Disney Plus, I look at season 2 and it says 6 episodes. It doesn't say 6 of 8. It says 6 episodes.
Right. I think if you go into the episodes tab, it might say hey, there's another one coming in a week or something like that. No.
And I've seen that where they'll have
right, yeah,
episode 7 dropping this day, and there was a thumbnail, and the thumbnail's gray to tell you can't click on it yet. We have been burned by this before, by a streaming series just not clearly communicating how many episodes it has and when the episodes drop.
Yeah. Well, according to the Wikipedia, yes, 2 more episodes left. They have the title of the episode and the description and stuff like that. So more is to come.
Put it on the TV. Don't make me go to a second source. Put it in the streaming platform where I can see it with my TV remote.
100%. I'm with Melissa. I'm writing my picket sign right now. Good stuff. So, Paradise. What have you heard about the show before you started watching it? What did you know going in?
Show good. President Cyclops is down.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling K. Brown's on the case. They're in some sort of dome city. That was it.
Good. Yeah. I know in the times I tried to briefly state yes, Melissa, go watch this, thumbs up. I tried to avoid all spoilers, including that dome thing, but I think that is maybe
that's what you gotta tell me.
Right, but
I
that's
love
also
Dome. Look at me. I wore my Epcot shirt today to represent my love of Dome.
Yeah, that is, it's it's one of those things of like, I don't want to spoil it, but it is the spoiler that I think you can tell someone that is really not what the show is kind of like. It's the most like baseline bottom line thing. Like, oh, by the way, they live in a dome.
Sometimes a twist is inherent in the elevator pitch of the show. An elevator pitch is allowed to contain a twist. Not everything is a spoiler.
Yeah. I did not watch this immediately as it was coming out. I am a binge watcher, so I waited until all of it was out. And like I said, watched at the end of last year. I think I watched it in one night. Originally, I just had like a Saturday, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start this. And then I was like, this is so good. Next episode. And then it was done. And I was like, oh no, now I have to wait for season 2. So yeah, I'm excited. I really enjoyed this a lot. I think, interestingly enough, it's a show that's kind of hard to describe what genre it is, because it's kind of a mix of stuff. It's not really a political thriller, but there's some political thriller stuff in there. It's not really a like dystopian drama and like post-apocalyptic thing, but there's some of that stuff in there, right? It's not really a sci-fi, but there's kind of some stuff like that in there, right? It feels like a good mix of stuff, but that it just makes it so hard to narrow down.
Yeah, I'd firmly call it a mystery drama,
mystery thriller. Yeah. I think it has a great handful of actors. I think Sterling K. Brown does a fantastic job. Even characters like President Cyclops, as you called him, James Marsden, plays a president that is like young and charismatic and charming in a way that you really like him, but he's still kind of an asshole somehow in all of this. Like when he has to do the real tough stuff, like there's some stuff in the later half of the series where you see him like stuff is going down, shit is hitting the fan, and he's trying to like mix, and he fits. Like he does not feel out of place, and I really like that about that character, that he can kind of go back and forth. But even the younger characters, the kids, I like when they are on screen. I think there's great performances all around, even from some of the other like Secret Service agents that are in there. It really doesn't matter who it is. It's fun to watch whoever is on screen. So great mystery. Not what I expected. It's one that I don't think you can solve. It's not like that type of mystery show where you can solve it. But
you're not mad at it when it gives you the ultimate reveal. I found it a pretty compelling mystery. I did like the reveal. I think it does play on ingredients you were given and thought they only served a certain purpose, and then they were done. And then it's like, nope, there's more to that. That means more. We're going to go back. We're going to take this thing. We're going to show you all of the layers that led up to that. I think even if it includes no way for us to solve it ourselves, I don't gotta solve it myself. That's not my job. They're not paying me. That's Sterling K. Brown's job. He did it. I'm just along for the ride.
Actually, it's not his job, technically. He was kicked off the case.
He's on extended leave.
Right, yeah. With that, I wrote down a little synopsis if you want me to read that off. I know in years past I have left that to you, Melissa, but I'm happy to read that if you want me to.
Handwritten? Kyle written?
Hand typed on my phone.
Okay, a Kyle original. I love an original work. Please proceed.
Paradise follows Secret Service agent and father of two, Xavier Collins, whose life gets a whole lot more complicated one morning when he finds the president murdered, lying face down in a pool of his own blood. Unfortunately for Collins, all the all the evidence seems to point to him, as he was the last person to speak to and see the president alive, at least on tape. Even worse, the lead investigator put in charge of the investigation is the president's mistress. But Collins begins his own investigation for the truth, and it leads him to uncover a multitude of shocking secrets about where they live. Oh, by the way, they live in a giant underground city, so think twice, because it's another day for you and me in paradise. That's it. That's the synopsis of the show. They live in this giant underground city, president murdered. All signs point to him, but it's not. It's not him. There
it better
go.
not be. This is our protagonist here.
Right. Secret twin! You never know. I don't know. Season 2 out now. Wow.
I'd love if Sinners has kicked off just a rage of twin performances. Everybody looks at Michael B. Jordan and is like, can I try? That looks fun. I want to be twins. Everybody is twins now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, it's like I said, that giant underground city thing is kind of the twist, the spoiler that you can give to people to entice them to be like, whoa, they live in an underground city, but it looks so normal. White picket fence, American dream. What's happening here? And the mystery is so much more than that. It's not it like. That is kind of a mystery of like, okay, why exactly are they down there? What happened? And that is revealed as the show goes on, but it's not like it both is and is not the main mystery. So they have multiple mysteries going on at once, and they all kind of weave in together and tie into one another.
We love it.
So yeah.
You never see a white picket fence anymore, and I wonder if it's because it has become a symbol of distrust and conspiracy.
Of the
nobody ever
unobtainable. Yeah.
Right. Nobody says it sincerely. It's either like, this is unattainable, or if you see it, it is a lie. It is a facade.
Right,
like,
yeah.
The fence doesn't deserve this. The fence did nothing wrong.
But no one wants to be on the fence. Right, like that. You gotta pick a side here. Yeah, I would recommend this show if you like mysteries, if you like thrillers. I would not describe this as a show that is reminiscent of Lost or Yellow Jackets, where it's that kind of mystery. But there's a few things that's like. It's in the right direction. It's itching. Like, if you're a fan of that stuff, it's close enough.
Yes,
but it's not.
Yes.
It.
Structurally, it's quite a bit like Lost, in that it has
a lot of flashbacks.
The flashback episodes, the highlight flashback episodes, which we love.
Yeah.
The place they are in. Like, they made it. It's not like, what is this place? Right. Where are we? Why does it do that? It's like, well, we know what it is and who built it and why. There's just other smaller mysteries around there.
Yeah.
The biggest mystery is, now what? What next? For how long?
Yeah. Oh, crap. The president's dead. What do we do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also if you're a fan of like the Tom Clancy, like political thriller action stuff, Sum of All Fears kind of thing, I think that it rings those notes pretty well too. Yeah, it really is a good mix of stuff. I highly recommend it, and you now have almost all of season 2 to go watch and binge. You don't have to wait for that. So yeah, good stuff. I liked the music. They do this thing that I've noticed a lot of TV shows do, where there is one song that is central to it, but they play different artists covering that same song, or different arrangements, or like, here's a sad piano version. And And I already referenced the Sting song, which, Another Day in
Phil
Paradise
Collins.
is right. Yes. That is the song. And there is like a really like slow, sad piano version of that is just beautiful. That plays later on in this Harry's. So I love when they do stuff like that. I also just got done rewatching all of Peaky Blinders, and they do that with their main song. So good stuff. Good stuff. Any other kind of final thoughts before we get into
Sterling
spoilers?
K. Brown is also from St. Louis. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to watch this. Just root on a neighbor, a homeboy.
Good stuff indeed. Well, with that, let's take a quick break for housekeeping. And when we come back, we will dive a little bit more into spoilers. So we'll be right back. We've been making podcasts and exploring the universe for the past decades here at the Whatnauts, but to keep doing that, we need your help. If you've enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us by going to our website, thewhatnauts.com, and signing up for a free 7-day trial of our Patreon, or gifting a subscription to someone you think may enjoy our shows. A subscription gets you access to episodes early and over 40 hours of exclusive content, including the most recent episodes of our Patreon first podcast, The Pilots Club. If you don't want another subscription, no problem. There's even an option to buy the Pilots Club collection as a one-time purchase, which gets you access to the newest episodes of the Pilots Club as we record them without the monthly subscription. Once again, that's thewhatnauts.com to sign up for a free 7-day trial. But one of the most important ways to support us is simply leaving a nice rating and review on your podcasting app of choice. It seriously helps us out a ton. Lastly, go subscribe to our YouTube channel for video versions of the podcast, and for any other updates, follow us on Blue Sky at thewhatnauts.com and at Threads, The Whatnauts Official. Thank you so much for your support. All right, we are back. Once again, a big shout out to our Patreon supporters. We love you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
And an even bigger shout out to Ashley. Thank you so much. It means a lot. We appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Over on the Pilots Club, we just recorded our episode on Emerald, the sitcom. You know, Emerald, the chef from that Food Network show. He had a sitcom. Bet you didn't know that. Neither did I until Melissa was like, hey, you remember that? And I was like, no. So we watched the pilot of Emerald. It was a blast. You should go check it out. And then over on the free version of the Pilots Club, we released our episode on Welcome to Eltingville. Yeah, that was an interesting one that felt right up my alley because I'm such a big comic book nerd. I now follow that creator. I remember, I couldn't remember his name last time. It's Evan Dorkin, if I'm not mistaken. I now follow him on social media. He's still drawing all of those characters and stuff like that. Yeah, it's good fun. So go check Welcome to Eltingville out. That's up on podcast feeds and our YouTube. We don't know what we're reviewing next. We'll keep you informed of all of that stuff. But that's about it for housekeeping right now.
Don't know what, don't know when. I don't know. Check back in like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll have an answer.
Well, yeah, that is it for housekeeping. So let's hope my spoiler graphic thing works this time, because we're about to get into some spoilers for Paradise Season 1. Yeah! New little spoiler jingle. I had to remake a little spoiler jingle.
Oh, that's
do
right.
The effect, all of that stuff. I can even have the little talking indicator things down below. So, not that we needed those. That was just an extra. I kind of like it. I don't know why, but I do.
I can't tell these two apart. Help me.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
They're so similar.
Okay, Season 1 of Paradise. Where do you want to start, Melissa?
Let's start with the dome itself.
Okay.
I really dig this setting, and I want a whole episode that's just like, welcome to paradise. That's just like the orientation video. This was a move Lost did right. Take a page from Lost's book. Give us an orientation video.
Yeah. I'm looking in I don't know if we ever actually got a name for the city.
I think they do call it paradise. I swear there's a
Do
sign
they?
in the library that calls it paradise.
Maybe they do. I don't like it felt like because of the song, like that was just it was supposed to be a metaphor, like, oh, this is supposed to be paradise. Right. But I don't know, like, if we ever see Presley is going to like Paradise High School or something like that, right? Like,
I didn't pause it. I didn't look that far.
Yeah, I was unsure. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is some other name for this, if it was named after Sinatra's son, or not, or if it actually is just called Paradise. I think that would
the
be
town's
totally
name
fine
is
too.
like Dylan or Bradley. Just has a
Dillenburg.
boy's name.
Dillenburgville. The township of Dillenburgville. That's great. Yeah, I like this dome a lot. I would like to explore it more, because we are told it is big, and we see a park, we see like a man-made lake, we see a library, but it seems like a fairly small one. We know there's 25,000 people, but even that is quite a bit. Like, that's quite large.
Right. It was designed for 25,000. There were some planes that didn't make it. And then, that happened 3 years ago. We've seen that people have had children. What is the current population of Paradise?
Right.
How many people could it ever feasibly contain? Is there going to be more construction? I had so many questions. I'm like, just drop me in the city. Let me wander around. Just show me stuff. I love details like they've stockpiled all of this liquor. They will have top shelf liquor for years. Everything is plant-based. There's no animals. One guy snuck in a secret dog, and Xavier's like, don't let anybody know you have a dog. They're going to kill the dog.
It's like, there's literally a camera in that streetlight that looks right in your backyard.
But it doesn't seem like resources are scarce, but that they are being mindful of things. Like, we don't have spare resources for animals, so everything's going to be plant-based. We did bring in carnival rides, and once a year it's Carnival Day, and they bust out all the stops. And it's so funny to see like nondescript generic carnival items when I'm used to it being like, you can win a knockoff Pikachu. You can win something that is a recognizable version of an IP. You can win a Sonic. You can win a Stewie from Family Guy or whatever.
I wonder if that was a consideration of like, the world's ending. No one is making any more Pokemon. We don't want to remind you of that.
We'll make them. We'll make
Pikachu.
our own new Pokemon right here in town. I was so curious about, like, what do they have? What do they not have? I was shocked that the president has the only Wii in town. What? It's a Wii. How did it become that? You did not plan for there to be more than one Wii for a city of 25,000 people.
Right,
it's not a Switch. It's a Wii. You can get them. They're still out there.
That's the thing, is maybe like PlayStations, Xboxes are out there, but there's only one person who legitimately wanted a Wii, and it was the president. So they're like, all right, fine, we'll get you a single Wii with Wii Sports, and that's it. Wii Boxing.
I'm so curious about leisure in this town. It seems like there is mountains, like there is a mountain range on the outside perimeter. And I don't know if that's just part of the inside of this mountain that they didn't carve, or if those are new artificial mountains. Who made the mountains? Like, are there sports? is there art in all of the people that were brought down there, all of the scientists and government workers and public servants? Were they like, we must have a theater troupe, we must have a puppeteer, we must have an improv troupe? Do they have improv? Is there stand up here? Is there open mic night? What do you have?
Yeah, right. Yeah. How soon is too soon to make jokes about the president after he got murdered? Right?
I'd love if that's season 2. We follow Xavier out there in the wilds of America. We follow like Sinatra and Sarah Shahi back here at home. We also follow an up and coming edgy stand-up comedian who's ready to talk about the things nobody else is ready to talk about. He speaks
for
the
my
truth.
Paradise Flix comedy special.
They have the brick wall. Like, if you get tired of your home decor, is there a Home Goods there where you can swap out like the nondescript painting on your wall or buy a new lamp? Are you stuck with those clothes forever? Are they making new clothes? I must know all of this.
I do want some more details like that, because I think now that we kind of know the score of like what this dome is, how many people there are, and knowing what they don't have, and that they've been kind of lied to for the past 3 years of what exactly is outside. It feels like they would start to want or start to be curious of like, man, we haven't had a pool in 3 years. Like, I would love to just go to a pool, or who knows if they'd be able to do that outside the dome. But it seems like there would be some people who would go stir crazy. Right, of like, I'm getting cabin fever here, I want to go out. Now this whole scandal about the rocks having this like poisonous material, if not treated right, in there is out. Did they treat it right? Are people gonna start getting sick on the inside here? What happens if something breaks? Like, does the air filtration system keep that out? Like, that makes this guy's job that much more important, even though he's just like blue collar worker Joe Schmo. So why is he paid a pittance compared to this guy who is stand-up comedian number 4? Right, like
they have 4 different stand-up, so they have to have a whole court of kings of comedy. They're like, who are the kings of comedy? Can we get them for our city? We need the top scientists, the top teachers, the top doctors, the 4 biggest stand-up comedians that you can spare.
Right, yeah.
Like, they bring in Larry the Cable Guy, but there is no cable, so he has to become something else.
It just like it makes you think that with the president being murdered, with all of the new details that these people are about to get, and have already started, you'd think there would start to be some kind of pushback.
I don't think we got quite enough of a sense of city more morale and status quo. And I mean, like, it seems like there's no like classes here. Like, everybody seems to live in pretty equitable housing. Nobody seems different from each other. But like, how are they all feeling? Do they like it there? Are they happy? And like, there's scenes where at the very beginning where you see Xavier walking around town, and it's the sort of, oh, look at these people. They've all adjusted. Like, he's seen enough and he's traumatized enough that he's looking at it with a darker lens. But I don't know if is everybody that happy, or is it just that through Xavier's eyes, everybody seems so happy because he is miserable? I don't know. Like, once these cracks start appearing, how is the public at large reacting to it? We get it scene by scene where, like Jeremy will be like, I have the truth. I'm reading from the tablet. I have the books. And people will gather around him like, yes, now. Tell us the future, Jeremy. Tell us what's really going on. But I don't know. The set dressing for any one individual scene doesn't quite amount to a really good temperature taken of this society as a whole.
Yeah.
When they talk about when they put the message up on the sky, you're being lied to. What's the truth? Who really is Sinatra? I love that there's a countdown and everybody is chanting the countdown like it's New Year's Eve or a big concert is about to start or something. Like if you just give people a countdown, I think regardless of the emotion in the room or what the countdown is for, people will chant the countdown. I think that is like deep in humanity.
You know, there's that
never
one asshole in Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, at the end when the countdown is happening, he's like, 10, 9, 8, 7.
I can't stop myself. It's instincts. It's deep in here. Our ancestors, when we were cavemen, they loved to chant numbers.
Look,
we've never
I'm a
lost
simple
it.
man. I love me a countdown.
It's one of the purest forms of human entertainment. I think that is all they do. They don't have sports. They don't have movies. They just chant a countdown.
Yeah.
They just do countdowns. They're not counting down anything. It's just the numbers.
Yeah.
But when they shut
continue.
down the sky, it's like, what's her name? The doctor? I forgot. Gabrielle Tarabi, Dr. Tarabi. She's like, that is really going to traumatize them because they have yes, they intellectually know they are in a dome, but we've done such a good job of upkeep around here. It's not at the front of mind. They don't think about it. They don't feel it. If you rip that away from them, it is really going to break them. And we are going to have these larger repercussions. Now that they've done that, what are we going to see from the people?
Right.
What are their day-to-day lives like? I do wish we had a better sense of who is here, how do they feel, how are they doing, and I think we are going to be. The show is already done. Like you're randomly plonked somewhere else. You're going to get to know this guy who was the project manager on the initial mountain build. I flipped through the episode descriptions of season 2. It looks like we are going to be just dropped somewhere else. Like you're going to follow this one random woman in Tennessee. I need more of that within the city itself. Like what is day-to-day life like for James's 3rd grade teacher?
Right.
You know, or I like the little bit we get about the bartender who's like, my wife is an atmospheric scientist. The fact that I'm a good bartender was just a bonus. Like I would have gotten in here just because I'm married to her and they need her.
Yeah.
You're just lucky that you get to have a really good bartender because otherwise I don't think they would have sought out a world-class bartender. You just get me as a bonus.
Yeah.
And I wonder about like the spouses and the children. Like if do the kids have career day at school and what careers are available to them and what things do they remember that they are now steered away from? Like maybe there was a kid who's like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a race car driver. I want to be a veterinarian. Every kid wants to be a veterinarian or a marine biologist. They don't have those things anymore. So now what do the kids get to dream of growing up to be?
Right. Yeah. Or like what happens where even if you are a really damn good scientist, like what if you're just unhappy with your job and you want to be comedian number 5, right? Like maybe that's what you feel like your true creative calling is, but you are in this like integral position to keep this dome running and you just hate it there. Like that could be an interesting thing. But what did you think? So yeah, we meet this the project manager, the foreman, is I think what I wrote him down as in my notes of the construction that is like excavating this giant cave in this mountainside in Colorado where this city is located. And we get his story, and to be honest, they do a great job of just like this quick flashback. It's not even the entire episode, but we get it in pieces of he likes his guys. He wants to look after them, but there's one guy in particular that is not like wanting to go blow his money on booze or women
Hookers
or stuff like
blow.
that. Right. Yeah. He wants to send it back home to his family in Africa. And
Mhm.
He like goes out of his way to befriend this guy. He's nice enough to like search for beer from like his home country in Africa, and he's just like, man, this is amazing. Where did you find this? And and like he starts to discover that like, hey, something in the rocks in this dust is poisonous. We have to stop.
And it's now I'm not a geologist, but it seemed like this is a danger at the excavation stage. The danger then dies. So the people who are ultimately going to live here, they are in absolutely no danger. There's no reason to stop, only for the guys who work here. They are the ones who are in danger. And I took that at face value. Like, I don't think this is a plot thread they have dropped for people in the dome getting sick later on. I think that is purely a moral challenge for the people doing the building.
Correct. I wonder if it also sets up, if there are missiles still out there, or who knows what, if some kind of explosion could shake the foundations enough to get that gas back inside the dome.
Possibly.
If there is some attack down the road, who knows what will happen. But man, like when he's then laid off from the job because he wants to report it and they don't want to, right? That is terrible. And then we see him like full on red string conspiracy of like, I need to stop this. Who's behind this? Who has the money? And then we learn that he is.
It's the president's dad.
Right. Yeah. So he 3D prints a
all
gun
the way to the top
to shoot the president. This is the bullet that Xavier takes early on. Great, like we see different bits and don't notice.
And when you see that assassination attempt, you don't think anything of it beyond what it means for Xavier and for President Cal. I did not question, why did somebody try to assassinate the president? Is this part of anything larger? No, you were really attached to the characters, and I think that is a strength of the show, that it so richly illustrates these characters, that you are thinking about the consequences for them, and anything outside of that is like something very fuzzy at the back of your mind, and that's what the show plays on. Like, we distracted you with your love of Sterling K. Brown. Now we're going to pull this plot thread back out and show you it really means something.
Yeah. I like you said, I think that is a great strength of the show for sure. But yeah, shoots the president, or he tries to. It's Sterling that takes or Xavier Collins that takes the bullet. And then the guy goes to jail, and even in jail, he's still calling. I forget the guy's name that was harking for him, but he's calling him, like pleading him, like, please don't hang up, like something is wrong, they did this to you, that's why you're sick, we can stop it, like we need. And the guy's just like, man, I'm sick, my life is over, leave me alone, you're crazy. Like, even if they did do all of this, I don't have the power or the means or the energy to do all of this stuff.
Right. And that guy is also, this is for the good. Like, I think that is the thought process of a lot of people involved with this, that we did what we had to do. If we did not do this way, so many more people would have died.
I wonder, because I don't know how public knowledge is that city. I don't think it's public knowledge.
No, it isn't. It is not. But like, the guy building the city, I think, knows what it's for. And I think he's...
Sure. What did they tell the construction
like, I hate that this is how we have to do it, but we must do it.
Right. Like, I wonder if that excavation team is different from the team that once it was all excavated, they went in to then build the stuff. So like, maybe the construction workers who actually built the houses, maybe they got in, right? But
that's true. That's true. Yeah. What is the second?
They died, right?
But I don't know. That is a good point. Yeah, we are seeing the excavation team. That is different than the construction team, the landscaping team, the interior designers, the gardeners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it even real grass? I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, I think that whole story, which actually comes in the finale episode, or most of it does. Man, they just do a great job with that, because I think episode 7 has the climax in terms of like the emotional beats for Collins and President Bradford. That is the like Tom Clancy sum of all fears hunt, like that kind of like that episode by itself, just incredible. It could be a movie and I would be like, yes, this is awesome. And
this is what a House of Dynamite wanted to be. It was episode 7 of Paradise.
Sure, yeah. But then like after the intensity and high of that episode, they hit you with this like emotional high of like this heartbeat, like, oh, like all of this happened, but also at the same time, this guy's kind of evil. And I don't know how his plan worked exactly, but it did. Like, there's some weird inconsistencies with his plan here. But like they still managed to have this like emotional finale to all of it that I think still like hit a good level of like, man, this show is fantastic. And it's not like, okay, we hit the high in episode 7 and then like, okay, I guess that was the finale. It was like high in episode 7 and then whoa, we're back up here. Okay.
It is a great reveal. I do like that because this is a fairly compact show. It's a city in a bubble. There's not that many characters. And I'm like, if they say that, I don't know, Chris Marshall was the ultimate murderer, they're going to have to kill her or put her in jail. And then we're down a character. I'm like, we don't have that many characters. So I think it was a good idea to introduce somebody like, oh, the librarian you've seen in like little bits and pieces in throughout the series that hasn't really been a character.
We see in the series, yeah.
I think pulling somebody out of the background, revealing them as the murderer is the best way to do it. You don't sacrifice any of the limited characters you already have to be the main protagonists. And nobody was suspecting the librarian. I love when I don't suspect something.
Yeah, you got Scooby-Doo there. They pulled off the map. The librarian? You mean the first adult we've met in this show? But yeah, like it's an interesting twist, and they do a good job with his story that it is believable. It is this man who has become so desperate that when the bombs are dropping, when the earthquakes are starting to hit the United States, the prison that he's in is rioting, and it's the end of the world. So the guards are like, we're opening the cells, like, good luck, right, you guys. And this guy is smart enough to steal a cop's who's already dead from the riot, steal his uniform, and he knows where the location of this city is, so he goes there and like steals someone's identity to get himself in. And then in the like entrance location, like fakes this panic attack to like get him in there, which also makes you think, who else got in that maybe wasn't supposed to? If he was able to so easily, maybe there is someone else that they just because they're not looking in the right spot or for the right detail, they don't know.
Stowaway is always one of the most exciting elements in a thriller. Stowaway is always my favorite answer to anything. There was a guy here the whole time.
Yeah. Or just like, think about, for an underground city to get oxygen, you need ventilation shafts. You need other ways into this. So like,
somebody die-harded in there. We've already talked about Die Hard. It's there on the table. They've set it up. Somebody's going to just sneak in there. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah. It could be stuff like that. It's like some guy who's been trying to survive in the mountains in Colorado or something, right? Um, eh, yeah, who knows? And I think him finding that woman who's just sitting at the gas station smoking and crying because she has literally
Yeah.
nothing to do at the end of the world. Like, she's like, there's
Right.
nowhere I can go. There's no one I can go to. Like, my life is over. And he's like, he tells her, like, you might be the only person in the world who is in the right place at the right time. Um, and it works out so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I
I
loved
hope
that one.
I hope we return to her. I'd love a little bit more information about what her experience has been. Like so he stole the identity of a man and his wife, and he's like, well, I killed that couple. I need a new wife. And he just grabs this like despondent woman outside the gas station. Like, I need you to help legitimize my cover. And I've had a moment of empathy with you. I can save you.
Yeah.
And she's just sort of been harboring a killer. Like, they must have moved into the same house. Did they have to like at least learn to be roommates? How much did they have to pretend to be a couple out in public? Or maybe that happened with other people. Like somebody has an important job. They get into the dome. Their spouse gets in with them. And their spouse is like, I'm not really in love anymore, but our marriage was going downhill. But once I learned about this, what am I going to do? Not go to the safe dome city? So now
Right, yeah.
we're both here. And, I'm not falling back in love. How do I untangle this? Is there divorce in paradise?
Right, yeah.
Is there a singles bar?
She's just been laying low as the waitress in the town, at the town diner, which is a good spot to like. You're not really a job of consequence per se, right? People might know you, they might like you, as long as you can be personable. You'll be fine, right? Like, you're not really doing much. And I also wonder how much exactly she knows. But you did mention that, like, well, what am I gonna do? Not go to this like safe dome city thing? Like, she's like, look, I'll go because I want to live and survive. I won't say a thing, but kind of stay out of my way, right? They might not have much of a relationship beyond like, we live in the same house, but that's it.
I know this guy's up to something, but I owe him my life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not clear if he actually asked her to do anything nefarious for him.
Yeah.
Or if he's like, just don't ask questions about whose identity I'm giving you.
Yeah. So I want to get to the actual murder of the president. We've been talking a lot about the dome here. It is the librarian who this project manager / foreman of the excavation team. And he is the one that kills the president. I don't know how exactly. How does he sneak into the president's place with all the Secret Service around, with all the cameras, with all the he was not. I mean, sure, it's been 3 years, but he also talked about like he got comfortable in his job and he just kind of like let it be and was like, all right, I'm just gonna be a librarian here and that's it. And then it's like the day of, and the president comes in his bathrobe, is like, I want to make a mixtape. And that's when like it all floods back to him and he decides to do this. So I mean, sure, he could have been staking him out like early on to like figure out the patterns, but it's 3 years later though, of like, are the same Secret Service agents still employed? Have they rotated? Has anything changed about the he's just kind of there and not on any of the cameras. And even though he's just kind of walking around on the ground, the cameras were turned off. So
I think it was a skeleton crew. It was just Billy Pace. It was just Billy and Jane. and
Did
then
he
like
know the
Garcia
cameras were
on the
gonna be off?
monitors.
Like, did he just happen to luck out that the cameras were off because Presley wanted to play Wii?
I don't know if that guy cared about getting caught anymore. I think he was like, maybe he did at first. I think that man has been torn between, I blame the president for the deaths of my men.
Right.
I need to see him killed. And I kind of like that I get to survive down here. And maybe he wrestled with, how much do I put myself in danger for 3 years? And then finally he's like, I just have to do this. Something's wrong. I have to do this. And he's like, maybe he didn't care what happened to him or not. And he's like, didn't check for cameras. He's like, who cares if there's cameras? Who cares if I get caught? I just have to do this.
Yeah. Potentially just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Presley is there. I know we've mentioned her a couple times. That is Xavier Collins' daughter. She is there because she wants to play the president's Wii. Her like quote unquote uncle is Billy Pace, one of the other Secret Service agents, and they've kind of, he's like an honorary member of the family, and he's been inviting Presley in. He's been like switching the cameras off to like invite her in to play Wii, but also like when she's off playing Wii is sleeping with this other Secret Service agent, Driscoll. So yeah, the whole thing is just kind of a mess, and it just happens to be this perfect storm that allows the librarian guy to go in there and murder the president.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny when the two Secret Service agents get pulled in, and not Redmond, what's her name?
Robinson,
thank you. Yes, I have it in my notes. I don't know why I didn't just look. When she thinks, she's like, I've caught them. They were fucking. So that's who it, like, this is who did it. They turned the cameras off, and then it comes out that they just wanted to play Wii. And it seems so ridiculous. You think they're making up this lie in the moment, and it turns out to be true.
That it's legitimate.
It's so great. It's so great because they're so awkward when they're just like, we wanted to play Wii. We're so sorry. Like,
Look, humans love two things: chanting a countdown and Wii Sports. Eternally, we will love these.
Exactly. We'll be in the old folks' home, and they'll still have Wii bowling hooked up, and we'll just be like, yeah, here we go.
Did the president turn on his Wii and he's like, who are these new Miis? I didn't make these Miis. Who
keeps beating my high score?
Did they have to make and then delete their Mii every night?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, so funny. Yeah, I just think like there's some great circumstances in here that is just so funny. Real short about Billy Pace and Driscoll. Pace is not necessarily who he says he is. He murdered his father. He went to juvie, was let out, became a mercenary. He's kind of a hired killer, and that's why he was hired and brought into the underground city in case Redmond, aka Sinatra, needed someone to do her bidding, right? But that's not the only agent that she has, and they're all kind of compartmentalized and secret from one another. And Driscoll, this like small, unassuming girl who's also a member of this Secret Service, is also this like highly trained assassin.
Yes, the ultimate assassin,
right? Yeah, she is the biggest motherfucker she's got. Who knows? There's always a bigger fish, right?
Right.
But
which is a littler, more delicate young lady.
Yeah.
So originally, and she's on the younger side. She's like in her mid-20s, maybe, but feels very girly, very innocent, very youthful. When we see her bedroom, and I'm not one to talk. Look at me, I'm 35 and my bedroom's completely pink. But like she's like
and yellow. You have a yellow
still.
light.
It's mostly pink. And she just feels sort of like, oh, gee, oh, shucks. And she's really not who you would expect to see as a Secret Service agent.
Mm-hmm.
And I was imagining that the story with her was going to be that she was young, maybe like college age, dreamt of doing something else, was really impressionable when she got in here. Maybe she's related to somebody else who got in there.
Sure, yeah.
And then she was just so grateful to be able to live and sort of idolized the president, which is not an angle we really got. Like, there's no real like cult vibes going on with this show, but you could imagine that there would be some people that just became fixated on this new reality that they're in, and fixated on the president as this beautiful figure. And that maybe that inspired her to go into, well, there's no higher calling for my life than protecting the president. And she signed up for this. She trained to do it. But it's where her heart is, but it's not really where her constitution is, where her attitude is.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that she is the card they pulled for. No, she's the ultra secret double assassin.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's a good twist, because it's one of those tense moments where something is coming, right? That Billy Pace is about to eat the dust. It's just this tense moment when it's about to happen, and it really is a surprise when he's drinking his like leftover or her leftover beer that she has like specifically poisoned, knowing that he will come home and start to drink that. And it works really well. It works even in the finale, when still no one knows that she is this assassin except for Sinatra. And she goes to Sinatra and is like, you're no use to me dead. Like, that's why I didn't kill you when I shot you here. Like, I'll make sure you live, but I'm in charge now. Like, like, you owe me a favor at least, right? Besides just the we. Like, maybe I'll keep you in my back pocket here. That I have the ability to kill you, or to reveal that you were the one that ordered me to threaten Collins's kid and kidnap her and do all of that stuff. Even though it didn't look kidnapping to her,
And I love that it's a hostage situation that Presley never realizes she's in.
Yeah.
She thinks she's just supporting a friend after the friend's like significant other has died. And she's like, are you okay? I can give you some space. And Jane's like, no, please stay. I need the company. And Presley's like, okay, I'll stay. Like never suspects a thing. I like that. It's not an obvious kidnapping or oh no, our smart locks are broken. It is like a kidnapping of social empathy that makes her stay.
Yeah.
And nobody suspects a thing. And the we is not a symbol for anything else. She doesn't want some sort of greater power and uses the we jokingly as like, and I throw in the we too when I'm Queen of Paradise. It's the we. The we is what she asks for. She seemingly has no higher calling, no higher desire than I must bowl. I must play tennis.
The we is almost a sign of like just how psychotic she might actually be.
Exactly.
Where she's unaffected
that there's nothing more important to her. Yeah.
Yeah. And she just wants to play we. That's all, Murder and we.
Murder and we and chill.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think those characters were all fantastic. I like that she's still on the board. Let's talk more about Xavier Collins himself. What did you think of him?
It's a great performance. He's got such a serious face, a face that can be so inscrutable at times. But then when he smiles, he's got the biggest, most sincere smile. Is really a treasure to hold on to. Um, I like that he's really a do-gooder, almost to the point of kind of being a stick in the mud or a square compared to
Sure.
the other more brash people in his life. This show is like Lost, in that it's people stuck in a mysterious place, or at least a place that's mysterious to us, the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, B, that we have these episodes that kind of focus on one character and fill in their backstory with flashbacks. And C, he literally has Jack Shepard's backstory, where he has to turn in his own father for not doing his job. Jack Shepard was a surgeon and his dad was a surgeon. And he's like, Dad, you were drunk in surgery. I'm reporting you to the board. And Xavier's dad is a pilot, an airline pilot, and he is Parkinson's. And he's like, I'm managing it. I have the medications. I've got it under control. I've still got a few good years in me. And he's like, Dad, you have to retire. Like, you've led a great long career. It's something to celebrate. There's nothing shameful in retiring. If you won't do it, I did it. I retired for you. And it seems like that irrevocably tore apart his relationship with his dad.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like if his father had lived a little bit longer, even though they may not have been on good terms, like maybe they could have gotten over it or come to an agreement, but it seemed like the father actually being there to work is kind of what kept him in good health, actually.
Yes.
And once he stopped, he just kind of deteriorated, right? So yeah, it's heartbreaking stuff. I love that story also comes back into play when Collins is making his move at the end. He's like, I need to go to Air Force One because I know there's flares on there and we can use that in to shoot up there. Like, there's I love how details from the conversations with his father come back into play in a completely different context, right? So stuff like that was really, really good. I love at the end when so something we have not mentioned yet is that Collins has a wife, and that the wife was going to Atlanta to give some kind of presentation at a conference, and Xavier Collins kind of knew something was coming by the way the president was acting, like, show me the protocol for when I need to get out of here when shit hits the fan, like all of that stuff. He knows something is happening. And so he's like, hey, I need you to tell me, so because my wife is about to go to Atlanta, and if it's happening in the next week, I'll stop her. And the president's cagey. He's just like, soon it's happening. I can't say exactly, but who knows?
Also, everybody is under the belief, because the thing they're wary of is this sort of Arctic volcano that's going to break apart an ice shelf, and there's going to be massive tidal waves around the world that are just going to destroy coastlines all the way into Atlanta, and it's going to affect the climate, and the countries are going to get wily, and they're going to start sending off all these bombs and try and protect what resources they still have left. But he's like, there would be seismic readings 10 days out before that would happen. I think everybody has been under the belief there would be a warning. And when it happens, it just happens immediately. And they're like, nothing prepared us for this. We thought we would have a week.
Yeah. And so the wife goes off to Atlanta, and that's when everything blows up. And this becomes a point of tension between Xavier Collins and President Bradford, as you told me we would go get my wife. You told me we would pick her up. You promised. And you broke that. You said no. That I need to get used to my wife being dead. Absolutely not. I hate your guts, but this is my job. I will protect you. I will do whatever it takes to still do my job and be here and protect you despite everything, right? So yeah, it's at the end of the series, we see Collins taking one of the planes out of the entrance of the dome to go find his wife. He has learned that she is still out there, at least according to some recording that Sinatra had. We've mentioned Sinatra a couple times. We might say some stuff about her briefly as well in a bit here. But I love that when he's like starting the plane up, he takes out the box with his father's pilot's wings and puts that on the dashboard.
Because he's from a line of pilots. Like his grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman. His father was one of the first like black airline pilots. And Xavier trained as a pilot, but just didn't have the eyesight. He was like just below the threshold for vision test to be able to do it. Yeah, as part of a continued service career. But he's always loved planes. He's always been obsessed with planes. And that's one of the first things they set up. His kids are like, Dad used to talk about planes all the time, but now that we're here inside a dome, he doesn't talk about planes anymore.
You've heard lots and lots of planes. Now get ready for none of planes. Zip and zilch of planes.
Lots and lots of blaming the president.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the detail that his wife hyphenated her name. She is Dr. Terry Rogers Collins, because that's something that is so common in the real world. But I feel like I don't see in in TV and movies a lot somebody with a hyphenated last name. I feel like the ratio of how much it happens in real life to how often somebody bothers to write in that detail in fiction is there's a very big ratio between those two. I like the detail.
Right. Yeah, it is a good detail for sure. Yeah, so the wife is still out there. That's what I assume season 2 is going to be, at least partially about him venturing out there, if not things from her perspective. Right, this is the other 48 to make another Lost reference.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
it could be something like that. People inside the underground city were working under the assumption that it was like a nuclear winter outside there, that you could not go out there without getting radiation poisoning. Everything was dead. Like, just not livable at all, right? And they send some explorers out there, and they learn like it's not as bad as it is. And we see little bits and pieces of a notebook that President Bradford was transcribing some of these audio communications between the explorers and Sinatra. And they're talking about like, hey, we're seeing vegetation, we're seeing like animals, they seem fine, we're finding survivors. And that is ultimately kind of what gets them killed, is they find a single lone survivor and offer to bring her back to the city. And that's a huge security breach. And so they send Agent Pace out there to kill all of the explorers. One of the explorers being the wife of the bartender. Which is, just still just like, oh, hurts my heart. Because I like the bartender. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff happening with that. Let's talk about Sinatra. I think this is a good segue into who she is and what she's up to.
Sinatra is her code name. What's her Redmond? Redmond is her name.
Yeah.
I always call her Sinatra because I love how many layers there are to that being her code name. She plays it off that they call me Sinatra because I'm always wearing hats. And she says, I have like a stress condition that makes me like pick at my hair and pull my hair out. I'll get a bald spot. So she puts on like a fedora. And then you learn that it's part of this. I don't think we ever
saw her in one, despite that. Because that's what
once or
Agent
twice.
Collins
Once or twice.
does.
It does happen. And then we learn that the president's dad, and I love this detail that when you first learn that the president has like a cottage on his estate where his elderly father lives, you're like, oh, that's sweet that he takes care of his dad. And then the more you learn, it's like, oh, the dad was completely controlling his life. He never felt like he was his own person. Like he had to let his dad live with him and control his life, which is so sad. But the dad makes the reference to Cal, like, You think you're the leader. You're not the leader. She's the leader. She's the Sinatra of this rat pack. You're this other guy that I've never even heard of.
the tambourinist or something, right? Yeah.
Right. You're a guy who was associated with the Rat Pack because he was like somebody's brother or cousin or something. Like, because of who you're related to, me, that's how you get in here. But when you think of Frank Sinatra, you think of, what's his big song? I Did It My Way. She's doing it her way. She is running the show. She is controlling everything. And they were big in Vegas, and Vegas is this weird sort of the oasis in a desert, this place that is like a safe haven, but also sort of like a weird, eerie, artificial place. A place where like you go inside the casino and there's no clocks and there's no windows and you don't know when and where you are, and they just keep giving you more drinks.
Yeah. It's kind of what's happening inside the city.
They take this one reference and they really put it to work and pull so many levels of meaning out of it.
They do, yeah. But she did not start as this like power hungry antagonist to all of this. She was before everything. She was just kind of your tech startup employee. Like, she had this really good company that she sold for billions, and like overnight became a billionaire.
Or I think it was like at least like 130 million. It was up there. It was like many millions when she started long ago. And it's long ago because the actress is wearing a different wig.
Right. Yeah.
Back in the long hair days.
Yeah. And despite all of her money, one of her kids falls like fatally ill and has tried every single expert that's out there, like all kinds of treatments, all kinds of experimental stuff, and nothing is working. And so she loses a kid, and that traumatizes her. And she, like, when she learns about this potential catastrophe that is coming, who knows when, from this scientist lecture, she's like, you know what? I'm going to build a city where everyone can be safe and no one will, like, it's just her, like, perfect little paradise thing here, right? And because she wants to protect the ones that she loves is her whole thing. So yeah, she uses her money to build this giant underground city. It's an exorbitant amount of money to be able to do all of this, but it is a gambit that works. And she, saves 25,000 people to do all of this and make this working city and save the president and do all of this stuff. So in the midst of the president being murdered, she kind of puts herself in positions of power. It seems like there is a billionaire class. You said that the city is mostly classless. There is this like billionaire class boardroom that is trying to they
refer to them as the billionaires because I think these were the other co-investors on this project. Right. The investment that pays off is that you get to be alive. And I'm like, if this thing, they spent all their billions, like the billions are gone. We're seeing it. Like, I don't think they may have additional power because they're sort of in this boardroom, but I don't know if anybody's got a different.
We don't see enough of the underground city to truly determine, do they live in bigger houses? Do they live in like mansion-sized estates versus like the townhouse that Xavier lives in, right? We don't know. But yeah, there is some kind of like business-related boardroom billionaire class members that still think they have and carry themselves as if they have money to influence whatever they want, right? So when stuff starts devolving into chaos in this underground city, they just immediately erupt and start yelling at each other, and nothing gets done. But yeah, she puts herself in these positions of power and tries to pull the strings however she can by spending her money, by hiring assassins to come in and do her bidding, by covering up this poisonous gas that's in the rocks and stuff, like all of this stuff. Like she's controlling it. So even though she did not kill the president, she is kind of creating, if not covering up, like all of the circumstances that is making this possible.
She probably would have killed the president eventually.
Right, yes.
Somebody else just got to it first.
Right. Yeah. And she is just like, I kind of want it. Like when you see the flashback of her, like I kind of want to like her.
Yes, you
and by the end of it,
empathize with where she's coming from, where she's like, I went through hell losing a child. I am now going to go beyond God to make sure nothing happens.
You've gone insane.
To my remaining child, to my husband, to to the rest of these people. I think she's not malicious or power hungry. She only is in that she has this goal she wants to achieve, and the goal is like, a suit of armor around the world, to quote Tony Stark. I think the one I don't even know if it's a weak point or if it's just a area that is still developing and is yet unexplored is that daughter. She's so motivated by caring for her daughter. Her daughter is not a character.
We see her in
we
like
don't see
one
her
scene.
do anything. We don't know anything about her.
She can catch a blown kiss and swallow it. That's all we know about her.
Right.
She has a
test.
We
see her doing that
in school.
Yeah, we see that her doing that when she's a little kid, like blow a kiss. Oh, gobble up the kiss. Gobble, gobble. Yum, yum, kiss. And she's still doing it when she's like 16. I'm like, I think the larger conflict might be that she's so overprotected that she's a little like infantilized. Like, that's cute to do when you're 5. It is slightly weird that you still do that night by night when you're 16 years old.
I believe it. I think that's okay. Okay, if the mom and daughter have a good relationship like that. But that's the thing. We're not really shown their relationship.
Yeah.
We don't see them reacting to the president's death. We don't see them reacting to any kind of like stress that Sinatra is having from the job. Like, what is she like when she comes home and she's just like, today was awful. Xavier Collins got on my freaking nerves because he found out about this guy, and like this, like there's none of that, and so we just don't know what to think yet.
Yeah, like the daughter's not really a character, and the way we see her behave now is not at all different than how we saw her behave when she's like the little kid in the flashbacks. Like, she seems sort of frozen in time.
Yeah.
I really wonder if that's something they're going to pull on and add strain to. That Sinatra's doing all of this for her daughter. Her daughter seems like she's in the same age range as Presley and the president's son, Jeremy, who are starting to be a little more radical against the lies that are there in Paradise. Is Hadley, the daughter, is she going to fall into this as well? Is she going to turn her back on her own mother?
Right.
What does the dad do all day? What's his job? I don't know.
What did he say his job was? I forget. He was also some just like random nobody blue collar worker there at the bar with his buddies. And just happened to marry someone who became a billionaire. It does seem like their relationship is maybe a little strained by the responsibilities that she has.
Yes.
But he just seems like such a normal guy that in the midst of everything that just happened, like, I'm kind of curious to see what is the family's reaction to, like, this was all kind of orchestrated by your mom, by the woman you married. Like, what how do you feel about that?
Right. And then is it like a join us or you're the enemy? Is that how other parts of the city react to the husband and the daughter? And maybe they're like, I mean, we don't sign off on what she did, but like, we can't turn our back on her. Like, you don't know what we've been through as a family. You don't know our history.
Yeah.
You don't know our story. Maybe there's a third faction. Who knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of normal guys, I'm interested in the vice president who is now the president.
Yeah.
And that a man we see just dropping papers. A guy who seems just not completely inept, but like kind of a bore, kind of a dope, kind of just like
he's a pushover,
a blank slate. Yeah, a blank slate pushover straw man.
Until the final scene that he's in, which
when
makes
everybody's
it really
yelling and he puts his fist down.
Yeah, it seems like just from that one scene, they're at least propping him up to be some kind of piece on the chessboard for season 2, right, to maybe have his own agenda, right? Like seeing how everything went poorly, and that even the people he thought was in charge really had did not like they were not able to do it. They were kind of like Sinatra's like kind of insane for doing all of this stuff. Like, what is happening? And I think he has had enough of just like, all right, I need to put my foot down. I have seen all of this from the like second or third man perspective. It's time for me to like step up and do this. And I don't know what that means yet, which is neat.
I do like the possibility that Sinatra and everyone has been counting on, the vice president, he's a figurehead. He'll just do whatever you tell him to do. Until he doesn't. Until that man steps up and is like, I will now be a real character. I am no longer a plot device.
It's exciting because we don't know. He could be an antagonist, right? He could be another villain. He could also be a genuinely good person and good politician and does things that are helpful of like, yes, we will send out another exploration team. We will set up more communication points. We will like, and that could introduce all sorts of other problems, right? But,
right. Or maybe the people are so upset about what's going on that he tries to give them some creature comfort to placate them. And he's like, I'm legalizing dogs again. We're bringing back dogs.
Vote for me. Legalize dogs.
We're making more Wiis.
Vote for me.
We have our top scientists on it. Replicate the Wii.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's a blank slate in an interesting way, for sure. I don't know. Any other characters you want to talk about? You want to talk about Jeremy or Presley anymore? Robinson?
I liked Robinson.
Shout out to her. What was her character's name?
Chris Marshall?
For All Mankind.
NASA Commander Danielle Poole, the first woman on Mars.
The next season of that starts like next week.
What? It does?
Yeah, it's like the 27th is when it starts back up.
I am ready. Let's go to space. Let's steal an asteroid.
Yeah. I'm excited about that too. That's a great show as well. I liked Robinson's arc, where at first you almost dislike her and write her off because she's kind of introduced as the mistress. But she is also this like Secret Service agent who's just as competent in her own right. She's just pitted against Xavier because Redmond has put her because Sinatra has put her in charge, right?
She's like the head of security, the head of the president's detail, who is now dating the president, because the president and his wife, it seems like whoever his wife is, we don't know much about her.
They're there
that
for
was probably
pictures.
Right. That's a marriage his family probably pushed him into. Maybe her family had some legacy or some name or some money. They've never really loved each other. They're only together because nobody wants a divorced president.
I think his father was in oil and hers must have been construction or something like that.
Yeah.
Because all of the construction workers have that symbol that was also on the bookmark that the grandfather had as like the keepsake to remember his wife.
Huh.
by. So I guess that wouldn't have been the
No,
president
yeah,
that got
so
murder's wife. I guess that's still in the family. So yeah, I guess we don't know as much about what the wife did.
She's still around, and I'm curious what more they could do with her, especially since seems like there's a lot they can do with Jeremy.
She'll probably have to connect with him somehow.
But yeah, Robinson, I think, is, you don't trust her only because any standard murder mystery story is like, well, who were they sleeping with? Are they the culprit? Most of the time they're the culprit. And the fact that she has this conflict of interest perhaps will make you question, well, if she's bending the rules here, what else is she doing? But she is, very strong, very capable, has no idea what's going on. Not in that she's inept, but in that, like, she is not one of these top secret power players with Sinatra. She's like a rank below that and is starting to realize how many secrets are around her, and she is immediately fed up with it. Like, no, give me the truth. I want it. I'm ready. I'm taking charge of this.
Yep. Indeed. Yeah, I think she's a great actor. She's incredibly believable in this. I like it a lot. I like that by the end of it, she does kind of come around and is on Xavier Collins' side, at least to an extent, of like, none of this stuff should be happening. Like, strings are being pulled. Like, I'm not necessarily on Xavier's side, like why he's doing this, but we've kind of aligned here that it seems like Sinatra is lying and not doing what she's supposed to. So.
And I think the only other major character we haven't come around to yet is Dr. Tarabi. I like her a lot. Sarah Shahi is an actress I've often seen playing the sort of no-nonsense woman on the investigative team. So to see her get to be, she's a woman under tremendous pressure who wields tremendous power, who knows a lot of secrets, but seems to be a lot more altruistic than the other characters around her. More whimsical, more fun-loving, more like, don't forget we are alive. Be grateful for what you have. I worked really hard to get you. She refers to herself as like a social engineer, like the director of well-being, trying to think of these things that just like she handpicked everybody who was going to be there, not just for like, what is your job? What are you an expert in? But what's your psychological profile? Are these people going to get along well here? Is everybody healthy? Do they have things that are going to bring them together? Do we have resources for them? Do we have things that are going to feel like a treat, like the world's perfect cheesy fries? And you believe her. She's very sincere, but she is repeatedly betrayed and tricked and used as a pawn. And you do wonder when she's going to get to her pressure point. And when she knows what she knows and has the specific skill set, how is she going to play some other character in a way that, like, she's not going to pick up a gun, but what sort of mind games could she be playing?
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, I picked you because you're an expert in this, but you also have this skill that we have not employed you for. But hey, I'm going to need you to do this thing for me. And go over there. She could do something like that in any kind of, like, again, another character that could easily become an antagonist, but could also just be a protagonist, like a force for good there in this city. So who knows? Who knows what will happen in season 2? It's almost done. Tomorrow night, the penultimate episode, and then
I'll catch up to it.
Yeah. I think that's maybe what I'll do. Well, I want to go watch season 2 of Cross on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna go watch that first, and then I'll do Paradise season 2 once it's all out. But
these TV shows drop, and then people are like, "Have you seen Love Story, JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette?" And I'm like, why did you have time to immediately watch it as soon as it arrived on the scene? Like, am I supposed to live my life with just these holes in it where a new TV show arrives and immediately I slot it in? Like, where do you get your holes from? Don't you
Melissa,
have stuff to do?
For All Mankind is on the 27th. Daredevil is in 2 days. Invincible is back with like season 3 or what have you. There's so many shows that are like in the next like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you and I will sometimes we hop on an immediate thing like, oh, look at this brand new shiny thing people are talking about. Let's talk about it too. But we're also like, we're reaching into the depths and we're like, does anybody want to hear about Fringe? We're watching all of Fringe.
Fringe is
Sorry,
good.
I haven't seen hot new show. I'm watching Fringe.
Fringe is good. Fringe is
good.
Yeah, I don't know if I have much else to say. I really enjoy the pace of this and how like tightly knit it is. As much as we said we want like more details about the world, about certain characters that were not really characters, right? I think it cuts a lot of that stuff out on purpose to tighten the story up, to really make it focus on what it wants you to focus on. And it does a really good job as a result of that, because like you said, like that the scene where the president gets shot at early on, like you're only thinking about certain things because the show is kind of directing you to that. So when they flip it on its head down the road, you're just like, oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So it does a fantastic job with that. There's details in there that I think may still fall by the wayside. Why did Presley keep the tablet as long as she did? That's weird. There was no real reason for her to. She just like found it on the ground and was like, huh, tablet, cool, all right. And then she can't open it, but knows like this is from the president's place, so maybe it has secret files on it, and didn't think of like, oh shit, I should return this.
Right. She doesn't want to confess that she was there the night the president was murdered, and that she's secretly been playing Wii.
But like that is the like you might have to give up your Wii playing time, but you could exonerate yourself, right? Of like, oh, look, yes, I was there, but here's what I was doing. Also, the DNA evidence that you guys collected won't show me. I wasn't up there. Like I was elsewhere in the like she has enough to get her out, but right, like I do know that they are still trying to like direct her father as the main suspect of like, oh, you and your father and the president had a falling out, and I bet you're of an age where you miss your mom too. I wonder if you blame the president as well and wanted to kill him. And she's like, what? No, we sports, bowling, boxing,
Mario Party. It seems like they are only playing Wii Sports. Like they brought no other games. It is only Wii Sports.
Right. Season 2.
Mario and Sonic are not going to the Olympic Games. Sorry.
Right,
you left that behind.
Yeah. No, you do not have Namco Museum with 3 of the arcade games. Like, no. It's interesting that that's the one. Well, I mean, they last thing I'll say is like they do the one, like they have their one song, their one movie, their one video game, all of the references to pop culture that they do. It's like one of each, right? They have one book, James and the Giant Peach, one movie, it's Die Hard. Yeah, one video game, it's a Wii Sports. Right. That's it. That's all you get.
The library seems pretty comprehensive, and I do wonder if they had to make certain, like, do they have Coke and Pepsi down there, or did they have to pick one family of sodas?
RC Cola.
You go to the library and you try to get a DVD.
Sam's Cola.
Sam's Cola.
That's what I have
it's
right
like
now.
We could not take How I Met Your Mother down here. We only have the new girl. I'm sorry.
We only have young Sheldon.
We don't have Cheers. We only have Frasier. What was like if the president just hates something, did they not bring it? Like, he's like, you know what I never really got into? The English Patient. In our city, I ban the book and movie, The English Patient.
You know what movie I didn't understand? Borat. Ban it. Don't want
it. We don't have him.
Yeah, I have a great time with this show, but there's so many things. Like, there was no mention of like religion down there at all. The closest thing we get is
a church. They have the funeral in what looks like a church, and I was curious, like, do they have different faith communities? Like, if you like,
the closest thing we get to some like religion / cult is Jeremy preaching on the street. Like, they're lying to, which is not like
Jeremy is religion. He's all there is.
He's not really trying to be a religious figure, but I'm wondering in some weird way if there will be, like you said, like some people who started to idolize the president for saving them. And is that going to transfer on to Jeremy, who's now exposing Sinatra's lies and stuff like that?
Jeremy is the Lisan Al-Gaib. Jeremy is Paul Atreides.
Yeah,
he even looks like Sam's Club Timothy Chalamet.
he's the kid in God, what was Sam Esmail's movie on Netflix? He was in
Leave
that.
the World Behind.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. I add that to my list of recommendations. Leave the World Behind.
There you go. Yeah.
Good pick.
Recommendations. Completely forgot about that. Let's kind of start wrapping things up with that, because I don't have much else to say on this besides I'm excited for season 2.
Right. I just have a million questions about how the city works. Like, I do like when it is the president's funeral that there's the funeral director who's like the stage manager of the entire event, who looks up at the sky and says, "It's too sunny. Can you turn on some clouds? We need a little more somber here." And they turn on the clouds. At
the end of episode 1, they make an announcement that there will be 2 extra hours of daylight.
No, it's like maintenance, scheduled maintenance, routine maintenance. Dawn will be delayed by 2 hours.
Like, what does that do to people's sense of time?
Right.
That's stuff like that is so strange but interesting to think about, and it's also questions that this show is just not concerned with at all.
Right. Like, I was thinking about we just reached Eid. And during the month of Ramadan, if you observe Ramadan, you do not eat or drink during the daylight hours. So this community relies on this like artificial sun and moon to tell them when they can and cannot eat. And they have to like, do compasses work in there? What direction is Mecca? Do you know that when you're inside a mountain dome?
It should still work, but it might be because you're inside the mountain. Or especially with the volcano having been in the polar thing, like, did that mess up the stuff? That's other weird stuff we're not getting into. Anyways, Melissa, let's check in on bingo. Let's do that.
We have not done a bingo check-in in a while. I think we originally intended. Yeah, anytime you and I are talking about the same thing at the same time, it's not like, oh, Kyle, I finally caught up to watching this show from last year. If you and I are both into it in like the same week, whether it's this or like a new movie, like we both go to see Project Hail Mary or whatever, we're supposed to be coming back to the bingo for everything. We've been under bingoed this year.
And it is entirely my fault because I have been on a long stretch of just not going to the movies. I watched the new Peaky Blinders movie, but I know you have only ever seen the first episode of that for our pilots club. So, anyways, let's see what we got here. Do we have a disguise? I don't think
Yes,
we.
when the foreman becomes the librarian.
Yes, yeah.
And he's
When he takes their identity, yeah. Okay.
I get to
Let's
cross
see.
off one of my favorites,
Shit,
which
what color
is
did I do?
when shocking news is revealed and everybody has to say something about it, and the whole crowd is like,
yeah.
like we are not like TV shows think that the audience won't believe that something was really shocking unless we hear murmuring.
Right.
And I'm like, wouldn't these people just be quiet and wait for somebody to say more revealing information instead of immediately turning to their neighbor like, wow, can you believe it? Did you hear that?
Yeah. We did get a red string conspiracy board. I have that one on my list again.
We
when
did.
We get the foreman or the librarian dude guy man thing. Let's see. No mysterious scars. How do you feel about hack into the system? Because the computer guy, but does he really hack into the system, or does he just load a program on that they don't know how to shut off? That's a tough one.
They are trying to hack into the system. I'd call it a hack. I'd give it to
that
you.
One to me. Okay. I will take
like
it then.
It's that guy's job. Like Xavier's neighbor, the guy with the secret dog, like works in the tower on like sky control, like turn on sun, turn on cloud, and he hacks it to have the message like, you're being lied to. Who is Sinatra? Countdown 10, 9, 8.
Yeah.
I'm going to add that to our list of bingo tropes, a countdown. Extra points for verbally chanting the countdown.
Let's see. No lucky charm or superstition. No signature snack. Did we get a what did you do?
No,
moment?
We get a signature snack. We get Dr. Tarabi and the cheese fries.
Oh, okay.
She eats those like 4 times.
Yeah. I'm marking off a bunch of these things here.
I think I got to meet cute with Sinatra and her husband.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Talking at the bar, and she's like, I just sold my company for $58 million. And he's like, wow, and then he says something mundane. And he's like, no, I was hoping you'd be excited. And she's like, I lied. Actually, I sold my company for $200 million. I was just trying to be humble.
Yeah. Most plot relevant jazz.
No,
it's not a specific song, but it is references to Sinatra, the Rat Pack. Like that stuff is relevant enough.
The actual music has not come into play. Now, if this was plot relevant dad rock, we'd have it.
Yeah.
I did love the ultimate reveal that every 80s song we've been hearing in every episode is Cal's mixtape for Jeremy.
Yeah.
See, I have reporters waiting outside. Back when we're in our time, I don't think there's a press in Paradise. But when we're back at like the White House and everybody's on the lawn,
I guess, yeah. That one feels to me more like we're waiting for someone to actually like step outside their house and then address them. But in this, the president like is just
that's true.
Avoiding them.
You know, there are always reporters outside the White House because it's the White House and it's not like you're a celebrity who just had a scandal and everybody's like, tell us about the person you slept with in the car you drove off a cliff.
Right. Yeah.
What did you do? Who did you kill? Yeah, I'll save that one for something better.
Okay. And I will unmark that one from mine as well. Waiting in the shadows to talk. At the end, Sinatra is waiting in her house in like he goes to one room and she's like, I'm over here.
It's full daylight, but sure.
Okay,
what else do I have?
Have to do it manually? No. Do we have a fuck it, we're doing it kind of thing? I don't think so.
We have a fuck it, we're doing it. Was there just like a photo of Cal up in the White House?
I don't think so.
I have government office with photo of the president, which I don't think we have.
And there's that one guy who's like, are they taking the art down? It's like, what is happening here?
I don't think we had a ribbon cutting ceremony, although it would be very funny if during the evacuation, when they're trying to get people into paradise, they're like, stop, we must put up a ribbon, we must cut the ribbon, there's decorum, we're still Americans, and Americans have a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah. We do have a military situation room. Military situation room there. We got that one. This has been a gold mine for all kinds of stuff.
We had a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Did we get there was no motorcycles. I feel like we'll get one eventually in season 2.
Yeah. Somebody's got to have a motorcycle out there in the wilderness.
Yeah. Post time loop.
Did I think research montage? Cal finding out secrets.
We get it's probably a montage of the president like transcribing all of those the audio logs and stuff like that. I would call that research, because he's researching what happened to the explorers, what is out there. He's researching the conspiracy, but he did not go full red string like the one guy did.
Like the other guy.
Right.
At the end, when Xavier goes to the library, he opens up 2 different books, and I think that constitutes research montage. A place one of us has been. One of the airplanes is going down outside of St. Louis.
I mean,
they've mentioned it. They haven't been there.
Like the gate outside the White House.
You've been there?
Yeah, I've been like on the street. I've not been inside the White House, but I've been like on the street outside where everyone takes pictures and stuff like that.
Right. You want to cross it off for this?
Or do you want
it for something more niche?
I've also been to Atlanta. I guess we haven't seen that on screen for this show, but I've certainly been there.
It's not the specificity of Wolf Trap, Virginia, but let's take it.
Yeah. Have not been to Colorado, I don't think.
I have
in the Rocky Mountains, which is where I'm assuming they're in.
Yeah, so I put place one of us has been to be like city or more specific, especially if they go to like not like Washington D.C., but a more niche city like Tulsa. What? That's
yeah, right. Yeah,
they don't normally set something in Tulsa. We've been to Tulsa. Or
I wish we knew what airport they were in when they do the like airport meetings and stuff like that. It would either be Dulles or, which I've been to. There's the other one that's there's BWI, which I've been to. So there's a good chance I've been to the airport that they were saying that airport was, right?
The fact that you grew up in the DC area makes this very easy to cross off year after year.
Yeah. I think that's all I have.
Yeah, I don't think Sinatra's husband is quite the doofus husband. I think more doofuses await us.
Yeah. All right. Cool. There we go. That's our bingo check-in for this episode. Good stuff with that. Now, Melissa, let's get into recommendations.
If you liked this, you would also like Lost. We're big Lost heads. We keep referencing Lost. You would also like The Leftovers. Reaching back into our podcast. reaching back into our podcasting history, on the review show, one of our past feeds, we talked about The Leftovers on episode 176. We talked about all 3 seasons of that show.
Mm-hmm.
That's a show where some mysterious event happens that just vanishes 2% of Earth's population. And the show is all about just what people do after that and the belief systems and the conspiracy theories and the secrets that develop from that.
Exactly.
I recommend on episode 299, we talked about The Prisoner, the old 1960s British spy show about a spy who's like, I found out a big secret. I don't want to work for you anymore. I resign. And they're like, you're not getting out with our big secret. We're going to trap you in the village. And he's in this mysterious, idyllic little island village. And if he tries to leave, a bubble will get him.
A giant beach ball.
Right. The Prisoner is insane. The Prisoner is such a treasure. Please watch The Prisoner. On episode 289, we watched Jordan Peele's Us, just to talk more about mysterious things happening in underground communities.
Sure.
Episode 279, we talked about Under the Silver Lake. There's some conspiratorial bunker stuff in that.
Sure.
In the Simpsons movie, they trap Springfield under a big glass dome. It's one of the top dome stories. There's The Truman Show, of course.
Sure, yeah.
A lot more about the set design and the staffing of keeping a dome city running. And you really get up there. You get all the way up there with Ed O'Neill in the control booth looking down at the water and the fake sun.
Indeed.
And finally, Eureka.
Okay.
The old, I say old, it's probably like 18 years old. I think the TV show Eureka can now legally vote and gamble. Eureka, the Sci-Fi Channel show about a hidden town, I think in Colorado, where all of the world's top scientists live, and it's their playground to do wild scientific experiments, somewhere where nobody can see them and nobody can stumble on their experiments, and stuff just like blows up all the time. And it's about the one normal sheriff who stumbles into the town and works there. And he's just like a guy, just a dude. And they're all like, science jargon at him. And he's like, yes. Can I shoot that problem away? What do I do about that? Highly recommend Eureka.
How do I arrest a ghost? That's not going to work here.
How do I arrest electricity? I can't put handcuffs on a wavelength.
Was that all that you had?
Yes, and our previous mention of Leave the World Behind.
Yes. I also second The Leftovers, because The Leftovers is also, I think, a good example of, like, it's dystopian, but not really dystopian. Like, it is like an apocalyptic sort of event, but it's not like The Last of Us, The Walking Dead sort of dystopian where like all society has collapsed. Which I guess society has collapsed in this show, but at least for season 1, we don't see the outside really. We don't know what that's like. Which is why when you were asking, like, is this a dystopia thing? I was like, like it kind of is, but it's not. But it is, but it's not. You know, so. Yeah, The Leftovers does go into the like, but then like, how do people think about that stuff spiritually or religiously? Like, what are the experiences there to a like world-ending event or losing someone that you loved, right? Stuff like that. So, something else I would recommend is a comic book called Black Hammer. This is about a group of superheroes that all of a sudden get transported to seemingly this other world. They're not quite sure exactly, but they are stuck inside this giant dome of this town, and they can't leave this town. And it's a big mystery as to like why, what happened? Why are they here in this? How do we get out?
It's not a literal dome, but there is some sort of a force field where they can't leave. Like they can't drive out of there. They can't walk out of there. If they're a superhero who can fly, they can't fly out of there.
Yeah. I think that's a great one. I was going to say we covered that on episode 106 of our old podcast, The Review Show. Also, I would like to recommend from episode 147 of the Review Show, The Vision. Some comic books about from Marvel about the Vision and his family, this kind of seemingly normal family in suburbia. Or they're trying to be. If you know anything about Marvel or have seen the Marvel movies, you know who Vision is. He's this like robot-looking dude, but they are trying to fit in and have this just kind of normal suburban life, and things just kind of keep going wrong. They murder someone on accident and then have to hide it, and just like slowly but surely, they just kind of keep digging themselves deeper into a hole. And are like slowly bursting at the seams, and stuff like that. I think I had one other comic that I was going to recommend. Why the Last Man? I think is also an interesting one. Kind of apocalyptic event where all the male mammals of every species are killed except for one guy and his pet monkey, and he's just kind of left to wander around, hide his identity, hide his maleness, because you would almost think that there would be like a male power fantasy in that of like, well, now I can repopulate the world. Like I have some catching up to do with Genghis Khan, but we'll get there. Right. But that's not what that story is about in the slightest. It is kind of what did happen. Why did all the males die? Why is he still alive? All of that stuff. How society is carrying on in different spots and places and stuff like that. So go check out Why the Last Man. Great comic book. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's it for recommendations. Now, Melissa, we have said that we would be doing Pull Up a Chair on every episode, but we've been missing it the past handful of episodes. So we have a number of them to get to stacked up. So we kind of discussed this beforehand. We're going to leave it off this episode so that next episode we can just do a whole big stack of them. We'll just make
a table for 8.
A time
reservation for 8 people. You come with 4, I come with 4.
Exactly. This is our Marvel casting game that we like to play. We've been missing it on our episodes of late. So with that kind of wraps us up for today. So Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can email me at yourhostmelissa@gmail.com. Tell me your favorite Wii sport.
Right, yeah. What is your favorite Wii video game? If you guys want to find me, I am at Yo Kyle Springer. If you would like to stay up to date with everything that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky and at the Whatnauts official on Threads. Please go like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal with that. If you're watching this on YouTube, plenty more videos on that side of the screen for you over there. Go like, share, subscribe on those as well. But yeah, this has been episode 7 of the Whatnauts. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.